Hey followers, it's Inspector James here from the RSPCA of New South Wales. Today I'm on the Central Coast. We're here to meet a buddy of mine and a bit of a local legend, Inspector Graeme Diamond. So here we are, Inspector James with Inspector Graeme Diamond. We're out here on the streets of the Central Coast today. A few jobs in the list. So tell me, you're not new to this job, Graeme. How long have you been an inspector with the RSPCA for?
Nearly 30 years. I started in December 1992.
So you have a few more years up on me?
Yes.
Just a few, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember you've been a young bloke even before you were an inspector.
So long story short, I met Graeme here on the coast in another role, and that's how I became interested in the inspector job. And I pursued that for many years and probably annoyed you to a degree. Until I became an inspector myself in Sydney some years ago. And here we are. We don't get to hang out as inspectors together very often. We generally work alone. There's not a lot of us, so we spread ourselves out as best we can, but today's a rare opportunity. And given that you're pretty close to 30 years, I think that's pretty special. So tell me, an average day on the coast, how busy is it here, like on the Central Coast? So you cover, tell me about where do you cover from?
Okay, first of all, I start at the Hawkes River Bridge. I go all the way up to Morisset, then I go west to Mandalong, and I come down to Weissman's Ferry. So it's a rather extensive area.
How many jobs in a day do you sort of get on average?
It varies, but today, for example, I've got 10 jobs.
Yep. And so you would do 10 jobs, and by tomorrow you will have
another 10
potentially another 10 come in. So we as inspectors have to be great at time management.
Very great at time management.
And we're good at prioritising, triaging the work we do.
That's right.
You can't be in everywhere at once. When I met you, you were sort of, and still to this day, you're fairly well known around these parts by police and fireys and ambos and the like. What makes you, and don't get a big head, what makes a good inspector in a regional area like this? What's an inspector, what's the best thing they can do to sort of make themselves, in the community, get themselves out in the community so people know who they are and have...
Well, you do. As you'll see from this, I've got the gift of the gab. When I first arrived up here, I made myself known with the police, and working with you in the fire brigade, I had an extremely good liaison with the Rural Fire Service, VRA, and it's just been in the job for so long. You tend to know people, you know who you can rely on, and just make sure that you're there to be relied on.
And you're fairly popular too. I saw some photos last week at some of our local nursing homes.
Yes. The ladies made an extremely good effort of raising money for the Cupcake Day.
Now, you are a fan of cupcakes, I know that. So if you're looking to get Inspector Diamond to one of your local events on the coast, the tip is get him a solid helping of cupcakes. I think you'll be satisfied. So we've just come back on from that job, Graeme. No one home?
Yeah, no one home, no dog heard, so I left a RSPCA orange notification.
So what's those orange stickers do? People might see them on people's doors and gates. We leave those at premises.
It purely means it has my name and contact details and a small note of why I want to speak to.
Okay, cool. So if you see one of those on your door or in your letterbox, and we've obviously been, no need to panic. Sometimes it's a courtesy, sometimes it's because we want to speak to you because you may be in a bit of trouble, but quite often it's just a courtesy, or we're just trying to get hold of you, and it's just best to give the number a call on the sticker, ask to speak to the inspector involved, and if they can't speak to you right then and there, our contact centre operators will take a message and pass it on, and they'll call you back. Saves us a lot of time when we're trying to sort of move around and do a lot of work, get a lot of jobs covered. Quite often people are able to call us. We can sort things out over the phone pretty swiftly, if not with a minimum fuss. So if you see one of those stickers on someone else's gate and someone else's property, don't touch it, leave it there. Sometimes we put it there for a reason. It's to try and ascertain whether or not someone's coming and going and looking after an animal. Look, we appreciate people like to know sometimes and be a little bit nosy, but effectively you really make work hard for us because we rely on those stickers to basically prove that no one's been coming or going and looking after an animal, which is a really important proof of one of our more serious offences, which is not providing an animal with food or water. So a little known fact about Inspector Graeme and I is we're both champions. In fact, Inspector Graeme is a 10-time defending world champion. I'm the Australian champion of poor dad jokes. We're quite renowned around the RSPCA for our very poor sense of humour. Inspector Graeme, I'm going to get you now on the spot. Tell us your worst dad joke today.
I only know 25 letters of the alphabet, and I don't know why.
Oh dear. Hey, how do celebrities stay cool?
Go on, would it be with fans?
They have fans. So it's time for me to head back to my usual duties and leave Inspector Graeme to his day-to-day duties. So before we head off, thanks for having us.
And don't forget to like, share and comment on our social media pages, TikTok, Facebook and the other ones associated with the RSPCA.
Don't forget the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube and most importantly the TikTok, where I'm sure we'll have you on there soon with some very poor dance moves.
No.
Have a great day, folks. See you later.